Welcome to Kickin' with the Rickens, redefining retirement. Gerry Ricken and Heidi Ricken Provost want to help you plan with purpose and retire with joy. Find more information, including how to reach the team, in today's show notes. Now, Kickin' with the Rickens, powered by Ricken Financial.
As always, thanks so much for streaming Kickin' with the Rickens, redefining retirement. We are here with retirement planner Heidi Ricken Provost alongside licensed insurance professional Gerry Ricken. My name is Mark Owens. Find all the information about Ricken Financial. You can find it here in the show notes. And I think this week it's going to be less of information and education, more of a therapy session. So let me get on the couch.
Therapy is good. Therapy is good.
Out, put my head on the pillow. So it all began back in June of 1978. A young Mark Owens was born. No. How y'all doing?
Good. How are you?
Great. How you doing, buddy?
You know, time. It's like time. Like, I'm so frustrated because here we are bumping up towards the end of the summer. I had all these plans. I had all these great events. I was going to take a couple of boys' trips. I was going to take the girls away for a couple of weekends. I was going to get better at my golf game. I was going to get to more baseball games. Now, in my defense, I do have 2 jobs. But at the same time, I'm like, here we are. It's almost September, and I have done nothing on this list I made 6 months ago. And I'm sitting there going, where did the time go? What is happening? Is this because I'm getting older? Is this because my schedule is too filled up? Is this my own fault for not making more time for my friends and family? What is happening with time right now?
Listen, I feel that. I mean, we have 4 months left in the year.
I know.
Isn't that crazy?
It's wild.
Yeah.
That's wild. But, one of the most important things you just said, Mark, is that you made a list. You planned.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So your plans can get derailed. So, but the most important thing you said is you planned. So you have those priorities, and I'm sure you did knock a few of those things off that list, but there still remain a lot on there. So.
Oh yeah. And honestly, so many conversations we've had lately have been kind of to this tune. Like, time is getting away from all of us.
Wow.
I feel like after COVID hit, like, this concept of time changed in all of our minds. And sometimes people, like, I'll be having a conversation, like, yeah, that was like a year ago. It was in reality like a decade ago,
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden you're sitting here and you're like, oh my gosh, when did my life become, I have to reach out 2 months in advance to schedule a time to see my godchildren?
Yeah, exactly.
Who live in town, like the ones that live in town, because we are so darn busy and there's so much on the calendars and there's always stuff popping up, and you wish you had all the time in the world to do everything, but we don't. I think that's one of the reasons why we created the purpose approach. And the first question we ask is about purpose, is because if you don't plan out what's important to you and what's going to feed your soul, bring you joy, the days go by and they get away from you.
It'll blow right by you. Yeah.
And you don't have time to actually plan for it moving forward, you know?
That's so true. When you think about being young, you think you enjoy the summertime because you're not in school.
No responsibility.
And then all of a sudden, but it seems like summer lasts forever. Then as you get a little bit older, you get in high school, it's like, geez, summer's short. And all your perspective changes throughout your entire life. Then perhaps you get married, you have a family, and you're spending all the time going to soccer games and basketball games and baseball and softball and volleyball and all these cheering and dance and all the activities that surround families now. And you're absorbed by your schedule.
Yeah.
Then, lo and behold, eventually you retire. And we have people come in and say, oh my gosh, I have no idea how I worked because I am so busy in retirement. And that's what we love to hear, because it is feeding their soul in retirement. They have figured out their purpose when they're retired, because you have to do that. You just have to.
Honestly, it's kind of funny how some of our clients are hard to track down, and it's hard to find time to schedule around their busy schedules.
And they're retired.
Yeah, because they're so busy doing all of these things that, take time, but that they worked so hard to be able to do.
So true.
As we're talking about time, and I am the king of I'll get to it later. And I know it kind of sounds like a cliche, and we've said it here before on Kicking with the Rickens on the podcast. We've said it on the radio show that later is now. Like, we are officially into later. How many people you start working with them and they say, you know what, I've been meaning to call you for 2 years. I've been meaning to pick up the phone or check you guys out on the website. I wish I would have called you earlier, but time just got away from me. Is that a common conversation?
It actually is.
Well, I also had a conversation this week with a prospect who said, I wish I found you 5 years ago. We get a lot of that too. Like, oh, I wish I would have known this. You know what Grandpa said? You may as well wish in one hand and in the other, because at least you'll be holding something in that hand. But, we can't wish. You actually have to put the plan together.
Yeah.
But you know what my grandpa Willie also said, which as I've gotten older, I understand this and I find wisdom in what he was saying in this one. This is not just a Willieism that makes everyone cringe a little bit and laugh. This is a good one. But he always used to say the only way to get something done is to give it to a busy man. And it's so true. If you don't prioritize, because when you're busy, you have to set your priorities. You have to set your time for what you're going to be doing and what you're going to accomplish. When you're not busy, nothing feels like this forefront priority.
Yeah.
Or if you're too busy, everything feels like a priority and it's hard to plan. But a lot of times when we're meeting with people, they'll say, I didn't know when the right point in time was to put together a plan. The answer to that really is there is no wrong point in time. If you're 35 years old and you want to retire one day, that's a great point in time to start really researching what you want the future to look like and what you're doing right now. Is it benefiting you? And it's the right point in time to ensure that you're setting yourself up for tax success in the future. You may not have to change what you're invested in, the individual holdings, but you may have to change your tax status. So if you're putting all of your money aside pre-tax in your traditional 401k at work, it's probably time to change that over to Roth because that may or may not save you, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars in taxes.
That's right.
If the tax law doesn't change and all that kind of stuff. If you're mid to late 40s and your goal is to retire at 55, the time is now. You can't keep procrastinating this. You need a plan. And you need to ensure that you have enough to do this. When you're in your 50s and 60s and you're 10 to 15 years from retirement, it is not too early and it is not too late to plan. If you are sitting here and you're listening to this and you're 68 years old and you're retiring in a month, it is still not too late to plan. You deserve to have a plan and some form of structure around retirement so that what you get to do is enjoy it and not sit here and have to DIY. Where's the income going to come from? Am I doing the right thing tax-wise? Are we covered with probate? Am I invested in the right places? Do I even know what I'm invested in? There's all these questions and these what ifs. And what about healthcare? How are we covered for long-term care? Do we have enough life insurance? All these questions that go through your head, that's a lot.
Am I going to be able to afford that vacation? How am I going to pay for that vacation? It's going to be pre-tax or post-tax money.
Yeah.
All those, question after question after question. But you need to ask the questions to have the answers.
And if you do like to DIY everything, then you're probably not the right fit for us if you want to come talk to us, but you still want to DIY it all. Because at the end of the day, you don't know what you don't know. And the DIYers don't have access to everything that we have. And sometimes you're missing out on some large opportunities by wanting to control everything in-house. We understand that, but at the end of the day, you need a professional who's working on your side, who can help quarterback everything and guide you in the right directions. And in order for us to implement all of the tax planning we're going to stick together and all of our investment plans that match your risk tolerance and everything that we spend all day long talking about and working for and planning, we need to be the ones that help you implement all of that plan.
Yeah.
We talked about time, and early on in my career, I was working for an individual, and he gave me a list of things to do, and I said, I'll get around to that. And the next time we met, he handed me, it was an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, and there was a circle on it, and it said TUIT in the middle of it. And I said, what is this? And he said, that's your round to it. Now you don't have any excuse. So you always say, I'm going to get round to it. So it was okay. So I vividly remember that. And whenever I think about that, I think I'll get around to it. No, I'm going to do that now. I need to prioritize that and get it done, because getting around to it, it'll never happen.
Yeah.
Because we hear people say that, well, I'll get back with you. I'll get around to it. I'll think about it. Those are all excuses because they're afraid of the unknown, typically, because there's a fear of the unknown. You don't know what you don't know. So we're here to let you know what you do know.
Okay, then I want to ask the question to somebody who's listening that says, well, you're right, Gerry, Heidi, I need to get started. I know I'm running out of time, but I don't have the $3 million that I think I need to retire comfortably. Or I saw a commercial that says I need at least $2.5 million in assets before I can even sniff retirement. So until I get to that point, I'm not going to make the call. What would you tell them?
All right, get ready to bleep me. That's a bunch of bullshit. Every time you come across any of those articles or anything, those are from these talking heads and I don't even know where they came up with this data. That data is wrong.
Yeah.
When you work with a professional who's a planner, they will stick it all together. And you know what? I've seen people unsuccessfully retire with over millions of dollars because it doesn't matter how much you've saved. What matters is how you make that money work, how that money works for you now, how much money you spend, where you're invested, how you're invested, how you're utilizing it, what their tax status is. There is so much that matters beyond the number that never, ever fall prey to those, you have to have this dollar amount to retire successfully.
What's your number?
Yeah. We've seen people successfully retire with very little saved for retirement. We've seen people successfully retire with a lot of money saved for retirement. We've seen people unsuccessfully retire with a lot of money saved and a little money saved. You know, if you don't have a plan, that's probably the point in time that everything's going to fall apart. It doesn't have anything to do with the number. It has everything to do with the plan for how that number is going to work for you.
That's exactly right. You know, income is the outcome that matters most in retirement, Mark, as you always say. And it's so true because let me just ask you this question. Would you rather have tax-free income or taxable income?
Tax-free income.
Okay. So why not work to that and look at your whole overall plan and how much is taxable? Why is it taxable? What's causing that taxation? Is there a way to prevent that taxation? Is there a way to reduce that taxation? All those questions need to be asked because we want you to have more money in your pocket than you pay to the IRS.
Yeah.
And it's very simple.
Yeah. I mean, we truly believe that you're a better steward of your money than anyone else out there. So how much money do you need to make your lifestyle work? We will help you come up with a plan for how to do that in the most tax efficient manner possible, meeting your risk tolerance and covering all of your wants and your needs. If you don't have that, then it may be too late to retire because if you don't have a plan, you're just going to be wishing that you can get everything done. And we don't want
And
everything
doing
to
something
fall
on the other
apart.
hand.
Exactly. And we don't want it all to fall apart on you.
Heidi, we're already going to bleep you once this week. Go ahead and say it. What would Grandpa Willie say?
Oh, yeah. You may as well wish in one hand and shit in the other because at least you'll be holding something in that other hand.
Going Ricken after.
Oh, my dad. He was a gem.
All right.
Yes, that is the man that you see plastered all over the walls the first time you meet with us is Grandpa Willie. He taught us a lot about life, and I miss the guy.
Lots of wisdom.
Lots of wisdom. All right. As we kind of start to land the plane this week, talking about the power of time when it comes to your retirement, my last question for you, and this is kind of simple, I guess. When I do come in and sit down with you, Heidi, Ricken, Provost, Gerry, Ricken, I meet the team at Ricken Financial. Seriously, this is about as simplistic as it gets. How much time do I need for that first appointment?
An hour, please.
Okay.
Yeah, that way we have time to get to know each other and can go through some stuff together. There are times when we go under an hour and times we go over an hour, but
Right around an hour.
Yeah, right around an hour. Stick some time on the calendar and come on in and we'll get you something to drink, a snack if you're hungry, and sit down and have a chat.
And it won't be an uncomfortable hour. It'll be a very relaxed hour.
Oh, yeah.
And I know from I mean, obviously we've known each other for a long time, but I remember the first couple of times I met y'all, the getting to know you process, it wasn't all X's and O's as we started putting the show together and the pot. It was, a lot of it was like, tell me about your family, tell me about your girls, tell me about your life, tell me about who you are, and then vice versa. So yeah, an hour, that's absolutely perfect. It's not all X's and O's in business from the beginning. They live here, they work here, they play here, they understand the community, and they're proud to support the families that they serve. All right, we invite you to reach out at any time. You can find all the information about Ricken Financial here in the show notes. And as always, we invite you to share this show. If you have friends or family, just need some guidance about their next steps as they approach retirement. So it's about time right now to hit pause this weekend. So with that being said, as always, thank you. Thank you for streaming the Kickin' with the Rickens podcast, and go ahead and send me an invoice for this therapy session because I greatly appreciate it.
Vice versa.
It's in your email box right now.
So, oh my gosh, it's in spam. I deleted it. What a shame. All right. So with that being said, before we get out of here, Heidi, Ricken, Provost, Gerry, Ricken, take us home.
Every day is a holiday.
Life is short. Laugh hard.
This has been Kickin' with the Rickens, redefining retirement.
Insurance products are offered through the insurance business Ricken Financial LLC. Ricken Financial LLC is also an investment advisory practice that offers products and services through Impact Partnership Wealth LLC, a registered investment advisor. IPW does not offer insurance products. The insurance products offered by Ricken Financial LLC are not subject to investment advisor requirements. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal. Any references to protection, safety, or lifetime income generally refer to fixed insurance products, never securities or investments. Insurance guarantees are backed by the financial strength and claims paying abilities of the issuing carrier. This podcast is intended for informational purposes only. It is not intended to be used as the sole basis for financial decisions, nor should it be construed as advice designed to meet the particular needs of an individual situation. Ricken Financial LLC is not permitted to offer, and no statement made during the show shall constitute tax or legal advice. Our firm is not affiliated with or endorsed by the U.S. government or any governmental agency. The information and opinions contained herein provided by third parties have been obtained from sources believed to be reliable, but accuracy and completeness cannot be guaranteed by Ricken Financial LLC.
Please remember that converting an employer plan account to a Roth IRA is a taxable event. Increased taxable income from the Roth IRA conversion may have several consequences. Be sure to consult with a qualified tax advisor before making any decisions regarding your IRA.
Tax preparation and tax advisory services are offered through Ricken Financial. These services are not offered by IPW and are not subject to investment advisor requirements. These services referenced are an outside business activity not offered through or supervised by IPW.